Hi everyone, this is my Kawasaki GPZ600R, which was my sort of project to keep my sanity over lockdown. I brought it in 2020, just before lockdown kicked in, and spent the next 9 months rebuilding it. Stripped it down to a completely bare frame, redid the suspension both ends, gave the engine a good service, repainted literally everything. But since then, I've not really used it, and I've decided it's time to let it go. Now, over the last summer, I tried to sell it mainly through Facebook and through Marketplace. And let's be honest, we know Marketplace is the home of scammers, chancers, and general morons. So I thought I'd give auctions a bit of a try. And now this is something I've never done before. So we're going to head over to Charterhouse Auctions. I've entered the bike and we're going to see how it gets on. And then at the end of the video, what we'll do is compare how much I was hoping to get for it on Marketplace to what I got for it through the auction. So stick with us and find out what happens. Well, we've arrived at the museum with my Kawasaki, and I'm here with Richard Bromell, head honcho of Charterhouse Auctions. And what we're going to do is talk through some of the tips and guides of selling your bike and really car at auction.
Yep.
Now, this is my first time this side of the fence selling.
And what a fine looking bike it is as well, sir.
Thank you. I'm surprised it's not up on the rostrum with all the others.
With the dancing girls.
But really, for those that haven't gone to auction, what are the great benefits of coming along and just putting it in and taking your chances?
Well, it's a little bit more than taking your chances. I've only been involved in auctioning now for nearly 40 years. And 40 years ago, it was a little bit more speculative, very much caveat emptor. These days, we want to give you as much information as we can. We want to take multiple photographs to be online. We kind of, although we're very much a family owner-run business, we aspire to be more of an Amazon. So you can be sitting at home, you can be clicking and bidding, safe in knowledge, you can see what you're buying, you can see the good bits and you can see the not so good bits. We can give the service history, lots of photographs, both sides, speedos, kilometers, miles, whatever it is. So you can just sit at home, safe in knowledge that really what you're seeing is what you're going to get. And of course, we value our reputation, and we have large classic motorcycle sales because people come to us, like yourself, because they know us and they're going to do a great job, and that's what people like.
Okay. So from my side of it, actually coming and selling it, I've tried selling this through various internet methods. Why should I come and sell it by auction, not by going for the internet?
Well, here we are. We're at the Haynes Motor Museum in Sparkford. We've got 150 motorbikes, so we'll have 150 people here at least. We're still very much people. We get people coming in. We want bums on seats. Obviously, the internet is a big part of it, but we do get people who will buy things on impulse. So when I go to Waitrose and custard creams are 2 for £1, I am in there. And we will get people thinking that they come for a Honda CB500 and they will end up bidding and taking your Kawasaki away. We've all done impulse buys. So really, the whole purpose of coming to auction is to get as many people interested in your bike, because your bike is the only thing of any importance to you in the sale, not the 149 others, to get as many people interested and to me as an auctioneer to extract them, to get them to bid. Although a lot of the bidding is online, we look into the camera lens now. I will say to you, don't lose it for 50 quid. People can click. It's like being in the room, but you're just, you're on holiday in Lanzarote or you're working in Scotland or really wherever you are. And it's just getting it out there. The target audience is huge. If you use an online portal like Fleabay or something like that, then yes, it's huge. But actually, there's probably only a couple of people looking at you at one moment in time. We have hundreds.
And I suppose the other advantage is once the sale's done here, once it's sold, it's meant to be reserved, it's done. From a buyer's point of view, there's no messing around and there's people not communicating and all those problems you get with those online portals.
We obviously take debit cards, credit cards, cash, bank transfers. The whole process is very easy. Most of our private clients don't have a card machine. You can't pop in and say, "Oh, I bought your Kawasaki. Can I pay by debit card?" So again, we can facilitate all of that. Also, at the end of the day, we have people who buy bikes and then go down the dual carriageway at 110 mile an hour. Now, we actually do the transfer for you online and it is immediate. So if someone goes out and gets a speeding ticket, it doesn't come to you.
It comes to the new owner.
So there's lots of elements that people don't always think of, which is why coming to auction is a very good thing.
And finally, from like a seller's point of view, what is the best thing for people to do to get the maximum exposure and return on what they're trying to sell?
The best thing for them to do is to let us do our job. You don't need to come in and stand by the bike on viewing, because that actually will put quite a few people off. You know, they don't.
Oh, okay.
They want to have a look at it in their own time. They want to see it, try the throttle, try the pegs, try the seat. They don't always, you know, quite a few people feel intimidated. We need to bear in mind that all the bikes in the auction are owned by people. So people who come to the auction need to be mindful and respectful that everything is owned by someone, which is why we have lots of wonderful staff about. But this auction we have where we are today, we actually had a client who flew in yesterday from Romania with his wife and his interpreter. Now that's quite a lot of effort. I'm not saying.
I was going to say.
I'm not saying he's coming for this, but that is what you get somewhere like Charterhouse.
Yep.
Proper a live auction. It's not like Bangers and Cash where they don't allow you in. No, we welcome all of you.
And I suppose the other thing is, if you want something into the auction, is also get in early, get it in to you as early as possible, and then you can do all your good stuff.
We use all the social or anti-social medias, X formerly known as Twitter, although I still call it Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we do all that. And the earlier the bikes come in, as you say, we feature them on our website. They go up on Car and Classic. We do work very, very hard. We don't just assume that people are going to find us. No, you've got to get out there and you've got to find the buyers. You've got to let people know whatever the product is, whether it's a £1,000 bike or a £50,000 bike, you've got to get out there, market it and let people know about it.
Brilliant, Richard. That's been really helpful, and I hope you guys at home have found that of interest as well. And next off, we're going to find out how this bike does at auction. Okay, here we go.
132 now is the
Here we go.
Kawasaki
Just doing the
GPZ600R.
just doing the intro.
Purchased by the owner about 4 years ago, rebuilt during lockdown. Suspension and brakes are stripped, repaired and replaced as required. MOT, plenty of MOT, expires 2024 this year, run and riding well. And where do you want to start me on this? Start me at 1,600. That's £1,600 away now, 1,600, 1,600.
Asking 1,600.
£1,000 away now.
Come on, can we get 1,000?
£1,000 to start it. Anywhere at all for £1,000. £1,000 away.
Not even going to get a bid.
800, 820, 850, 880.
Okay, we're going.
920, 950, 980. At 980 bid, 980. Someone's come along and fill it up. 1,000, 1,000, 1,100. 1,200. At £1,200 I have bid now. Bid is on the left at £1,200 I have bid. Standing on the left at £1,200.
Do I let it go?
Bid at 1,300 from Australia.
Oh, going to Australia. How about
Come
that?
to the village next door to me.
Wow, this is incredible.
In Australia.
Absolutely incredible.
1,300 I have now. At £1,300 away now. 1,300. It's going to be sold now. The
Let it go.
reserve is off.
I've taken the reserve
Reserve
off.
is off now. £1,300 I have.
I'm hoping that. I hope that must.
1,400 bid.
Got it. That worked. A little bit of extra. This is really nerve-wracking. This is really nerve-wracking.
I'm treating you the same. 1,500 if you will. It's your turn online now. It's the room bid.
This is really, really nerve-wracking.
Internet is at you.
1,400.
The hammer is up and I sell. We thank you to
Are we going to do it? Is this going to be my first ever auction sale? Yes! And it's gone.
Thank you.
Wow. I hope that was as exciting for you as it was for me, and also for Jim, who is the guy who's actually bought my very bike here. Remember Richard, who we spoke to earlier? Jim, you went to school with him.
I did for my sins, yes. Yeah, many moons ago.
Was this your first time at a bike auction?
Yeah, absolutely. So totally new experience for me, thoroughly enjoyed it. I had an idea what to expect, but it's exceeded my expectation. The 3.5 hours we've been here has just flown by.
And was this, I'm going to ask, you be honest with me, was this your first choice that you were looking at?
What I'd done is I'd gone through the catalogue beforehand. I'd basically gone through probably about 6 bikes that I was interested in. I chickened out on the first one once it got over a grand.
Oh, which one was that? As a matter
I
of
think it was
interest?
the CBX 500.
Okay, yeah.
So basically I was looking to get back into biking, so I'm looking for something between 400 and 600, and then this was on my short list. And I haven't been on a bike for 25, 30 years. I used to have a GT550, so this is similar era, so it's going to be really nice to go back on it.
And, you know, once you've got it on the road, what are your plans for it? What are you going to do with it?
Nothing that exciting, not going touring or anything like that. Mainly going to use it as a bike, commuting, you know, trips of between 5 and 25 miles, maybe with the occasional trip back up to London, where I've got family.
Brilliant. Well, I really hope you enjoy it. And the other thing is, myself and Jim have exchanged phone numbers, so we're going to keep in touch, and it'll be great to know how Jim gets on with it. So, what a great story. Well, what a great guy Jim seems like, and it looks like he's going to really look after my GPZ, and after all the hours I've put into it, I'm really pleased about that. So, numbers-wise, because that's what you guys are really interested in, well, I had this up for sale on Marketplace for £1,250, and as I mentioned at the start of the video, all I got was chancers, time wasters, and general morons. So, never got anywhere with that. The final bid price was £1,400, and once I've taken the fees and my entry fee and the commission on the sale, I'm going to end up with something around about £1,200. So that's £50 light on what I was after from Marketplace. But I think that £50 is worth every penny, because, okay, I met Jim, and that was really great to know it's going to a good home. But otherwise, it would have just sold, be gone, I'd have got my money, and job would have been over. So as a way of selling on, I think this is really good. I would certainly do it again, and you know, with all the hassle I've had in the past trying to sell stuff directly, you just get it done and sold and away. And the other thing was, it really was quite exciting when the bidding was going on, so that was a bit of an adrenaline rush. So I hope you really enjoyed that video, and if you have, give the old subscribe button a click, and in the meantime, have a look at this video, because we think you're really going to enjoy it.